What's good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down what's happening with the overall market moving forward, how things are looking in my personal opinion, and some very important levels to watch for as the charts are developing. But before I break the devil's information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, deposit $100, you're guaranteed 7 free stocks, and the offer ends in just 3 weeks. Anyways, for the market, I just want to break down something very important. We just had Jefferson starting his speech. Now we have the 17-week bill auction about to come out in about a minute. Then we have Collins giving a speech and the 10-year notes auction, followed by Cook giving a speech. So look for some volatility that's likely coming. Right now, something very interesting is happening to SPY. So yesterday, SPY pushed all the way up to the 518 area and kind of rejected right off 518.5. Came down. We actually saw this thing dip all the way down to the 515s, all the way down here during the pre-market session. It got bought back up as soon as we opened, and now it's kind of coming back down. So the question is, are we about to establish a lower high right here relative to this high over here? And if that's the case, SPY could continue lower. And right now, as our bill auction's coming out, SPY is dipping just a bit. I'm going to be watching our key support. We have our 50 EMA around this 516.6 area. This 516.6 area, this support right here is going to be key for SPY. If we lose that, then yes, it's going to be dipping kind of hard in my opinion. If we hold it up for now, we could just continue to shuffle. So we'll just have to wait and see. So just to be frank with everyone, let's just be open-minded right now. If SPY somehow gets bought back up and we break past 518, we could turn back to bullish and go even higher. If we lose 516.6, there's going to be a risk of this dipping even more. And if we end up losing 515, we're going to be dipping even harder. So just keep those levels in mind. SPY has a lot of trickery right now. I did rebound a bit, but now starting to reject. So we'll just have to wait and see how it moves from here. But just know that as of right now, the trend is actually still shifting a little bit more in favor of bears, somewhat more since we had this high here. We haven't been able to crack 518 today, and we're kind of rejecting here. So we'll just have to wait and see if that ends up being the case. So watch and see if this high is established. We come down, make a lower high, and then continue lower later on, and see if we break past 516.6 for more downside. That's going to be key for SPY. For Tesla gapped down all the way up to hitting this 170 area, kind of rebounded a bit, but just be careful as we're approaching this 175 resistance. We're going to be watching to see how Tesla ends up reacting. So we have this resistance approaching. That's going to be key for Tesla. And the overall chart is still down almost 2%. So Tesla is still down. We did mention downside was very probable in my video from yesterday. We are rebounding a bit, but just be a little bit mindful that Tesla was a little bit oversold after it dropped so hard with all this negative news. Now we're retesting the hourly 200 EMA at 175.4. If we break through it, we could be pushing up for 177. If we reject, you're going to be coming down to 172. So watch that very carefully and see how it reacts. Tesla is testing this resistance right now. Just be mindful that yes, Tesla's trying to rebound a bit, but if it doesn't break this resistance, we're going to be coming back down. Resistance is going to be at 175.42. So watch and see how we end up reacting. For the QQQ, similar to SPY, it's actually rebounded to 441. Now we're kind of seeing it coming back down to about basically very close to 439.8 to 440. That's where our 20 EMA happens to be. If we lose that support, we're going to be dipping all the way down to 438. And if we end up losing that, there's going to be a bigger dip in my personal opinion. So watch and see if this ends up rejecting. Be very, very careful and very mindful of this. If we break past 442, we turn back to bullish. But as of right now, we're kind of rejecting here. So I'm just want to say that this is showing some weakness. So just be careful and be very, very mindful of how this is reacting. For Aapl stock, Aapl is just kind of range bound right here. We have support at 181. We have resistance at 183, and we are coming down approaching 181.68. So in a little bit of weakness, but we're still kind of range bound on Aapl, so it's not really making a change for now. And then we also have Nvidia. Nvidia did dip a little bit as we predicted. We're approaching 898. That's going to be our 50 EMA. Lose that, then we have 892. But as of right now, Nvidia is range bound. So we got a little rejection here, but we're still range bound. So I'll be watching to see what happens to SPY. We are shuffling for now, but we will see if this thing ends up breaking past 518 to turn bullish, or if this thing is forming kind of like a head and shoulders and we're about to get a rejection. And this is a lower high relative to this high. We're about to come back down lower to fill our gap below. I'll be waiting. I'll be very, very patient, especially towards the end of the day. So we'll give this some time just to see how things end up moving. And then I also want to call out that on the daily time frame, this is what we're looking like so far on SPY. So we're trying to rebound right here, but are we about to reject and come down? We have this gap to fill all the way down at 511. We're not ready yet to fill it. So as of right now, it's holding up, but we'll wait and see if we get a rejection. SPY is still possibly establishing a lower high. So I'll give this some time, let this chart develop, and we'll see if this rejects or not. For Amazon, if you look at, let me just pull up the hourly time frame. Actually, let me use the 4-hour time frame. I think that's going to be more useful. The 4-hour time frame is also showing a potential rejection right here on Amazon at this 190 area. And we did end up approaching 186, so just a little bit above our 185 target. We could actually pop a little bit, then come back down lower. But watch and see. Amazon's kind of shuffling at 187. If we lose that, there's 185 and 183 as support. We still have those levels to watch for. Meta, however, is actually stronger than what I was expecting. I thought we might actually see this thing test 460. We actually rebounded. We're back at 472. So if we break through this, we could be pushing up for 475 if we break the 472. So watch and see. Meta is actually showing some strength relative to the market. And SPY is continuing to shuffle at this 517 area. So we'll see if this rejects or not. With that being said, guys, on SPY, I'm going to be very patient and just see what the market ends up doing. We'll see if we get some kind of rejection or not, and we'll just be open-minded nonetheless. All right, so thank you for listening. Please have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. Make sure you watch the levels I called out. Once again, for SPY, I think SPY is the most important one. I'll be waiting to see if this gets a rejection or not. Will we establish a lower high and come back down towards our key supports, or will we end up holding up? We just need to be very, very patient and very, very open-minded with what the market could do. All right. Thank you for listening. Have an absolutely incredible rest of the day, guys. One more thing I just want to mention is that when it comes to different levels, sometimes the market could do unexpected things and act pretty wild. But even though we got a little pop on SPY, there's no guarantee it's going to last forever. I would say that you just need to watch the levels, be a little bit patient, and wait and see what we end up doing as we have a lot of things coming out. Oh, one last reminder before I finish the video. Don't forget about the 17-week bill auction just came out a little bit lower than expected. Collins' speech is going to be starting very soon. Then we just have another note auction and Cook giving a speech. So we will see what the market's reaction is to all of this. Give the market a little bit more time. We have a few hours left for all this data to come out. And then we're going to be very, very patient nonetheless, just to see how things end up developing. All right. So with that being said, I just want to say I really appreciate every single one of you for your attention. Don't forget to like the videos if you really enjoy the updates that I'm giving. As far as the dip goes in the markets, we did get the drop already. Market's rebounding a bit, but there is a risk of more downside if we fail to break past the highs from yesterday. I want to make that very clear. Some stocks like Nvidia are still just kind of range trading alongside Aapl. Tesla is actually down still, even though it's trying to rebound a bit. It's still down overall. And we'll just give the market the time it needs just to see how things end up developing. All right. So be patient, guys. Be very, very mindful that the market takes its time. So we're going to be calm, cool, and collected. We're going to give it the time it needs. And I'll see you guys very soon in just a couple of hours. Thank you for listening, and peace out.